everyone, Effie here. Today is the first day of our release week for our summer 2016 release. I am so excited to share that we have 15 new stamps coming your way for this release. So for today, day one, we are introducing 5 new stamp sets. We have 4 clear stamp set and 1 background stamp, and this is just for day one. So over the next 3 days, including today, we'll be debuting the rest of our stamps. So this is just an in-depth video on the stamps that we're debuting today. So let's get started. I'm just going to put these aside for now, but we have 3 different cherry blossom stamps that I'm showing you today. First is our Always Cherry Blossoms. This is a really gorgeous illustration of a cluster of cherry blossoms. So there's no need for masking. You just stamp it, emboss it, whatever you want, and you can get right to coloring. No need for masking. Over the last few months, I found that I was coloring a lot, and I wanted to create a stamp set where I could just do some straight up stamping. So I created our Wild Cherry Blossom set. This stamp set comes with a solid version and an outline version of some cherry blossoms. You can stamp the solid on its own, and you can stamp the outline on its own, or you can stamp the outline over the solid. So it's a very versatile set. You are going to have to do some masking with this set. However, the difference between this set and the Always Cherry Blossoms is that everything comes as an individual stamp in our Wild Cherry Blossoms. We have the branch in the solid version. We also have the branch in the outline version. And then you have the 3 stamens, which you can stamp right over your cherry blossoms, or you can heat emboss it over your cherry blossoms. And the set also comes with outline and solid versions of leaves, which you can just stamp along the branches or mask it behind the cherry blossoms. This is our Cherry Blossom Garden background stamp. It's red rubber. Remember, all of our stamps are made in the US out of high quality materials. So I'm going to show you some samples of what some of these stamps look like when they're stamped out. So this is the background stamp. This is what it's going to look like when you heat emboss it. And I heat emboss the Cherry Blossom Garden background stamp with our rose gold embossing powder. So that's what it looks like with the embossing powder. This is what it looks like when you just stamp it in regular ink. This I stamped with our Hollywood Star pink ink. It's the mid-tone pink ink that we have in our collection. And this is heat embossed in gold glitter embossing powder. And then I just watercolored all of the leaves and the florals here. So it's a really gorgeous stamp, and it keeps true with the rest of our, background garden stamps. That the cherry blossoms in our Always Cherry Blossom set are smaller than the blossoms in our Wild Cherry Blossom set. So these are smaller and these are a bit bigger. It just depends on, what you like to do. If you like coloring, get this one. If you like to stamp more than color, then I would suggest this one. But they are very similar, but you can just do different things with both sets. So let me just show you 2 samples of cards that I made here. This I used our Wild Cherry Blossom set. What I did first was I stamped the cherry blossoms with a light pink ink. I think I used our Rose Quartz and Ballet Slippers ink. So I just stamped it. I did some masking. I stamped the branch and the leaves. And then with a colored pencil, I just added shading. Now this was all done with just 1 color pencil with the cherry blossoms. For the leaves, I used 2 color pencils. But it's easier to add shading to an image if you already have that base color, and the Wild Cherry Blossom set allowed me to do that easily because you have that one solid image. So next, let me show you this one that I did. This is made with our Always Cherry Blossom set. So I just stamped the big stamp with some white pigment ink. I used our Hampton white pigment ink, and then I just stamped all of these separately, which comes in the Always Cherry Blossom set. And then I just colored it in with some color pencils, nothing fancy, but as you can see, yes, you can create some similar images. So I mean, you know, sometimes people like to have all of the stamps in the collection, but you know, if you're not sure what to get, just try to figure out, do you like to color or do you just like to stamp? If you like to color and you like to stamp, maybe the Wild series, because you can do both. But if you just like to color, then I would suggest this. Next up, we have our Graceful Rose and our Lucky Tulip stamp sets. Both of these were actually illustrated by one of my design team members, Unji. She is extremely talented, and she does amazing work. So I was really excited to have her illustrate these for me. They are fairly large. They lend themselves very well to coloring. You can watercolor, you can Copic color, you can color with whatever mediums that you have. So they're both really gorgeous. And this tulip, actually, it kind of looks a little like a peony, which I love because, you know, I can't get enough of peonies. So let me just show you some samples that I created for these. If I can find it. There we go. There we go. All right, so this is the Lucky Tulip, and I actually watercolored with Color Burst. I heat embossed with our rose gold embossing powder first, and then I just did some watercoloring. Really gorgeous. I mean, it looks gorgeous uncolored, but it just really comes to life once you add some beautiful coloring and shading to it. So that is the Lucky Tulip. Next is our Graceful Rose. I embossed this in our rose gold embossing powder, and then I watercolored with Zig markers. And you know, it's stylistically it's different from this, but you know, you can just see that both images are just absolutely beautiful. All right guys, so that wraps it up for day one of our summer 2016 release. We have 5 new stamps debuting today, so I hope you enjoyed looking at all of the inspiration provided by our talented design team. Make sure you stop by tomorrow for day 2 of our summer 2016 release, because we have some more goodies coming your way. And then on Wednesday we'll have day 3, and it is also going to be the final day of our release. Everything will be available for sale on Wednesday, so make sure you check back every day to, you know, check out our new stamps, and then on Wednesday everything will be available. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.